that's why as you guys get closer, the guy will feel like he's falling for you or catching feelings because he doesn't get that emotional safe space anywhere else. And since you're offering it, he confuses that for affection, for a relationship, for him having feelings for you. What's up, guys? Welcome back to Mumbling Thoughts, and today we're going to be mumbling about why guys can't be just friends, or why they have trouble being just friends with girls, and if guys and girls view friendships with each other differently. And this has always been on my mind because I've always been thinking, what separates a girl space friend from a girlfriend, and why have I been getting attached to the friends that I make and so forth, you know? So without further ado, who do I think I am? Without further ado, let's get into it. This has always been on my mind, and I finally came across a subreddit? No, a Reddit post that talked about this, and let me see if I can find it real quick. Okay, so history right here. It says, "Are women?" I don't know if you can see that, but it says, "Are women just not romantically interested in their male friends?" And the OP, I don't really know what that stands for, but the person said they're seeing memes that go like, POV, your male friend is about to ruin your friendship, and it's followed by them confessing their feelings or saying that they need to tell them something. And it was really interesting reading all these different comments, the different perspectives. But the thing is, since it's Reddit, it's really hard to just go through and read without thinking at all. Because something that I saw on Reddit as well is that these posts and subreddits can be such a vacuum where everybody can think the same things, say the same things, have the same opinions, that you start agreeing with it, or you feel like that's the only perspective. And it's a vacuum of this one idea, and it's not taking other perspectives or environments or circumstances into consideration, you know? It's just in that one small little bubble. And that's why you need to be careful when reading these posts, and that's what I realized. And for this post, it was it was very easy to see that there was this one main point that people were making, and see where they're coming from and agree with them. But then the thing is, you need to ask those deeper questions like, why does this happen? And it was just really interesting seeing different perspectives and trying to figure out where they were coming from. And just a disclaimer real quick, I'm not going to take one side. I'm not saying one side is right, that there's only one right answer. There isn't, because like 2 episodes ago I said not everything is black and white, and this is very complicated because there can be so many different situations, and it'll depend on the circumstance, and it's very hypothetical, and it's hard because you don't want to generalize or make general assumptions about guys or girls, and a lot of us tend to do that, which is a really big problem. But anyways, let's get into what people were saying. So basically the main claim was that oftentimes there are guys who become friends with girls just to like get in their pants, meaning fuck them, or in the hopes of turning a friendship into something more like a relationship. And the thing is, the reason why this is an issue is because they'll mask their hidden intentions with friendship. And when things don't go their way, they'll blame the girl, saying that she led him on, or it's her fault, or just get mad, pissed, or be like victim, play the victim. And I agree that this is a bitch move and it sucks because it's literally manipulation. Because they're hiding their true intentions by saying that they want to be friends, but actually they want to fuck you or they want to be in a relationship with you. But the thing is, they're not honest about it. They're not being open with their intentions. And that's why it can be considered manipulation. And it sucks for girls who go through that because you think they want to be friends with you, they like you for who you are, but instead they actually just want to fuck you. They might view you as someone, like an object, someone to fuck, or just like a prospect to date. And that just sucks because you could be left wondering, like, damn, they really were just friends with me because they wanted that pussy, huh? Like, yeah, that's fucked up, you know? But what was more interesting was when people say that you can't catch feelings after being friends. And what they're basically saying is that they categorize the people they meet into two different categories. One is strictly friends and platonic, and they're not interested in them. And two, they are attracted to them and they're open to dating or pursuing something more, like a relationship. But the thing is, I don't get how you can categorize someone into those two things when you haven't even gotten to know them yet. Because don't you date someone or pursue a relationship or want to be in a relationship with them after you've got to know them? Am I right? Like, you're not just gonna see a stranger and just say, "Ooh, I want to be in a relationship with them," when you don't even know them. They're a stranger. Stranger danger. You're not gonna date them the second you see them. Because you should get to know them first before making that decision. And like based off of the logic before, wouldn't that mean you're open to dating someone before getting to know them? And isn't that weirder than becoming interested in someone after being friends with them and getting to know them more? But I think the people who say this, I think what they're trying to get at is, correct me if I'm wrong, the physical attraction is what they are talking about. And I feel like it's really important to define that and understand that that's the reason, if it is. Like, correct me if I'm wrong. I'm not a girl, so I don't know. And I don't think this way either, so that also I don't know. But I'm trying to figure this out. And I think girls who say that they categorize guys are saying that if they want to be friends with a guy, they're going to be friends with them because they find them a cool person to be with or they're funny. But just they want to be friends with the guy for who he is. And that they don't find the guy physically attractive. But when they find a guy they are attracted to, they will categorize them as a potential to date, or they're interested, and make that known in the beginning. And so they see an attractive guy and they'll say, that's someone who I'm interested in dating. And then they'll start getting to know them as they go on dates, I'm guessing. But for the guy who they approach as just friends, it's strictly just friends. But I have two things I want to say to that. One is that saying you won't be interested in someone after being friends with them is very close-minded and flawed, because you could get to know the person more and you can start to develop feelings for them because you resonate with them, you have or share similar values and beliefs. And then you'd start catching feelings and you want to be exclusive and things like that. No, because physical attraction is important, but I don't think that's all there is to it. And I feel like if you're only looking at it physically, it's a little shallow. Now, I'm not saying that looks don't matter. Like, I agree. Like, looks do matter somewhat. But at the end of the day, I feel like if you connect with someone emotionally and you guys share the same values, the same beliefs, then that matters more than the physical attraction. Because anybody can look hot or pretty, beautiful, cute, handsome, whatever. But it's their personality, their values, their beliefs, who they are as a person that is rare and one of a kind, you know? And two, girls are saying that if they develop feelings for the guy after being friends with them and they get rejected, they're okay with still being friends since they initially became friends with the guy for his personality or because they were just a cool person and it was genuine interest in the guy, not to date. And they also say they are okay with continuing to be friends because they value the friendship more than their feelings for them or wanting to turn it into something more, which I think is fair, because when you approach someone out of interest because they're a cool person and then you start developing feelings, if that friendship is so unique, it brings you joy, it brings you happiness, it adds to your life, then it's fair to say that you value that friendship and you want to keep it and you'll get over your feelings. But the question is, why are girls able to do that and guys aren't? And why do guys oftentimes leave the friendship after they get rejected? Because many people say that guys aren't okay with being friends after they get rejected, and that shows that they only viewed the girl as someone to date or someone to fuck. And maybe they're right. Maybe a lot of guys do view girls that way. But I feel like there's a different reason. Because maybe the guy doesn't know what being friends with a girl really means and confuses friendship for a relationship. And I think the answer lies in the friendship dynamics between guys and the friendship dynamics between girls. And I feel like the reason is girls have a broader emotional support system with other girls or maybe other guys as well. which means they don't rely on like a single romantic relationship or platonic relationship to fulfill their emotional needs. And I feel like this is why it's easier for the girls to move on emotionally after being rejected from their guy friends, and they're okay with continuing to be friends because that emotional aspect they can get anywhere else. But that friendship is unique, brings them joy, adds value to their life, and they're genuinely interested in the guy as in for who they are as a person. That's why they're able to get over it and be friends with them. Now, I'm not saying all girls are like this, and I'm not saying that getting over those feelings are easy, but I feel like that's why it's a little easier for some girls to do that in comparison to guys, because I feel like for guys, they're not really open emotionally with their guy friends most of the times. But we're seeing now that guys are being a little more open to each other about their emotions and how they feel in life in general. And that's what me and the boys are certainly trying to do, and make it an emotional safe place for each other to open up. But that doesn't go without saying that we still have the idea that we shouldn't show emotions, or we should go through our problems alone, ingrained into our brains, because it still is. And there's still so many things that each of us go through that we don't share with each other, and that's okay. It's not necessarily bad, but it's just that we feel like we don't want to burden anybody else, or that we want to solve this ourselves, or just opening up might just make us a pussy, you know? Like a lot of us a lot of us still don't share everything, and that's okay. But we still know that even if we do share what we're going through, that every one of the boys has our back, and they'll help us and be there for us. And that's why I really value my friend group and the boys, because I feel like that's just something that's really rare to find, and I can't stress that enough. So if you guys are watching this, I'm really grateful. Yeah, I botched that up so bad. I'm really grateful for you guys, and I just want to say thank you. Yeah, anyways, getting back to the fucking video. I feel like that's why when guys are friends with a girl, they didn't, maybe initially, what the fuck am I even saying? Maybe initially, I can't even talk anymore. Maybe initially they just wanted to be friends. But as you guys gotten closer, you guys are more vulnerable with each other, and he's able to be emotionally vulnerable with that girl, because emotional vulnerability just comes naturally for them, and they're able to make you let your guard down, listen to you. And that's why as you guys get closer, the guy will feel like he's falling for you or catching feelings, because he doesn't get that emotional safe space anywhere else. And since you're offering it, he confuses that for affection, for relationship, for him having feelings for you. And that's why they feel like they can't be friends anymore with the girl. Not because they don't want to, or that they don't see the girl as a person for who they are, but because they viewed that emotional vulnerability and tied that to affection. And I feel like a lot of guys don't understand the difference between the two. But once they do, once you know that the emotional vulnerability aspect comes with being friends or being close with a girl, then you wouldn't mistake it for affection anymore, because that just comes with being friends with a girl. And they won't catch those feelings or feel like they like you or you guys should be in a relationship. And this is really on the guy. And I wouldn't say that it's his fault, but I would say it's something I would just say it's something they need to work on. And not gonna lie, I feel like I don't feel like I know that, like, I'm gonna just be straight up. This was literally me. And I didn't know how to be friends. I didn't know how to just be friends with a girl. And when I approached a girl, it was because I was attracted to them. But I thought I wanted to get to know them first. But since there was already that attraction, what I really wanted was a relationship. Even though I didn't know it, deep down, that was what I wanted. And that's also an issue when guys approach girls who they're attracted to and they think they want to be friends. But the thing is, since you're attracted to them, you can't just be friends because of that attraction. You'd want something more, especially once you start to get to know them. Since you were already physically attracted to them, then that means you're already doomed to fail from the start because you are attracted to them. Now you actually want to be in a relationship with them. Maybe at first you didn't realize it because you think that you just want to get to know them. But the thing is, if you are only approaching girls you find attractive, then it's your fault. It's just your fault, and it's my fault too. It's my fault for doing that. Because you're approaching a girl because you think they are attractive, not because you're actually interested in who they are as a person. You get what I mean? And I feel like that's something that girls are able to do better than guys. For the most part. Not everybody, there's always exceptions, but I feel like girls are able to distinguish that because of the broader emotional support system that they have. They're not going to go to a guy, just one guy, because they're attractive and say they want to be friends, but they actually want a relationship. Now, there's exceptions. Maybe girls can do that. They probably do. But I feel like it's common for guys, more common for guys, because they confuse that affection, because they confuse that emotional vulnerability. I can't even talk. Because they confuse that emotional vulnerability aspect of being friends with a girl for affection. And I feel like that's why they, one, develop feelings for their girlfriends, and two, feel like they can't get over the girl, their feelings for them, and remain friends, if that makes sense. Now, and so now I'm learning to approach girls not just because I find them attractive, but rather out of genuine interest. And I'm not gonna just go up to every single girl and fake being interested. I'm only going to go up to them and make a comment or say something if I'm actually genuinely interested or I have something to say. You know, view them as just a person instead of someone you're trying to get or pursue. And if you think that way, holy shit. Bro, like, just on a side note, I really want a fucking motorcycle, and that is not making it any easier for me to say I don't want a motorcycle anymore. You know, because my mom doesn't want me to get one. But I fucking want one so bad. Anyways, um, after you have that shift in mindset that you're viewing them as a person instead of someone you're trying to get or pursue, it's so freeing and so liberating because now you don't view them as someone you're trying to get. You don't Your mindset isn't constantly, she's attractive, I need to get her, I need to talk to her, I need to pursue her, I need to get her. I think I said that. You know, now just because they're attractive, you'll just say, wow, she's attractive. Maybe you'll say something. Maybe you'll say, oh, I think you're pretty. But you're not going to push anything. You're just giving a compliment. And then when you find girls who are interesting, like maybe they're doing something cool, like they're drawing something, and you see that, you'll make a comment, you'll talk, strike a conversation because you're genuinely interested. Not because you have any ulterior hidden motives, but actually you have genuine interest. And that's just so freeing, and that's something that I have been working to do, and now I actually understand it. It's really freeing. It's really freeing. And second, something else that I'm learning and still trying to learn, but it's really hard to because in the moment you get caught in it, is confusing that emotional vulnerability aspect for affection. And partly I fucked up in my recent like situationship. I kind of did it even though I kind of had of an idea that I shouldn't do that, but I did it anyways. But now I have a clear cut answer that it just comes with being friends with a girl and getting closer to them. And last, that it is actually possible to remain friends after developing feelings if you viewed them as a person. And that's why that first thing, the shift in perspective, is so important. Because I feel like oftentimes we approach girls without even knowing why. I mean, we do. It's because we're attracted to them. But then we have the false reasons and or like the wrong approach, I guess, which is trying to be friends in hopes of turning it into something more or getting in their pants. I feel like that's where it goes wrong. Because if you view them as a person and there's something you're interested about them, then once you catch feelings, it's like what the girls are saying. They're able to get over it because they value the friendship more than their feelings for them. Now, since the emotional vulnerability and the support that guys and girls get are different, I would say it's harder for guys to do so, but it is possible to remain friends if you don't confuse that emotional vulnerability aspect for affection, and if you actually view them as a person you were interested in for who they are instead of just being attracted to them. And that's really all for this video, this today's mumbling thought. Thank you all for listening. Make sure to hit that like. I don't know why. I guess I'm not a real YouTuber because I still can't get this shit down. And maybe once I get this shit down, I'll be considered a real YouTuber. But make sure to hit the like. Make sure to like, comment. Wait. Make sure to like and subscribe and hit that notification bell and leave your mumbling thoughts in the comment section below because I want to hear what you guys are mumbling about. Not just about the video, but what's been on your mind as well, because I want you guys to, I want this to be an emotional safe space for you all. And just be vulnerable and talk about what you're feeling and going through without having the fear of being judged. Because we're all going through it, going through the ringer, shit's happening. We're all in this shit called life, you know, and we're all going through some things. And I'd love to have you guys open up, but also reflect on it yourselves, you know. I hope that watching me reflect on my thoughts can inspire you guys to reflect on yours, because I don't want you guys to just take what I'm saying and run with it, you know? I could be spouting just bullshit and pulling shit out my ass, for all you know. I want you guys to question your thoughts, your feelings, your emotions, but also mine as well, you know? Don't just take everything you see for what it is. Try to form your own opinions on it. And that's really how you learn, how you develop your own values, beliefs. You know, I'm gonna stop rambling, so that's all for today's video. Thank you all for watching, and remember, value your friendships for what they are, not for what they could be. Anyways, that's all. I'll catch you in the next video. Peace.